And welcome again, dear friends, now to the Wednesday edition of Fresh Bread. This is Reverend Phil Anderson here, pastor of Oakland United Methodist Church and Kansas Avenue United Methodist Church, right here in the capital city of Topeka, Kansas. Wherever you are, we thank you for joining us today. And we, again, have relaunched Fresh Bread, these 5-minute or so daily devotionals that we run on our website, thanks to Tom Lynn, our good friend who takes care of us in so many ways with technology, and we just can't imagine how much Tom does. But it's a labor of love for Tom, and we just thank him so much for all that he does for us. And Carolyn also, they are a real blessing to us, and we just can't thank them enough for all they do. Well, anyways, Tom that puts these on our website, so we're working on ways maybe to get podcasts, and we may have to get some equipment. We'll figure all that out. That's going to be for later in the week. I want to talk to you today, though, about our healthy congregations and the neighboring movement and some real practical ways that I'm hoping that we'll be able to get some things launched. If you remember last year, it'll be about a year ago in February, I think it was February 19th of 2022, we had our first ministry fair at Kansas Avenue. It was on a Saturday. I think it went from 9 to about 1. It was a great time. We brought in some guest speakers. They were so good to come in and give us their time and to talk to us about things that they were doing and give us some ideas and some visions about things that we could do. And so I'm hoping that we can have another ministry fair again in the next couple of months. Now, there's been no date set on that at this point, and hopefully we'll have something that we can share with you before long. But that would be one of our first things we want to do, and that's where we would actually get our wheels under us as far as our first event at both churches. My first event that I had in mind, and again, this is just me, so we can talk about it, and hopefully you guys will take the ball and run with it, and you may have a much better idea than I do, and I'm sure you probably will. But one of the things I thought was that if we want to connect to our neighbors, that we could have a special Saturday morning event sometime in the near future, or it could be in an evening sometime. We can just really think outside the box and have like a health fair where we would bring in a variety of local organizations that really are caring about our community in really specific ways. And I wrote a few of those down today. I had agencies listed such as the Topeka Rescue Mission, the Shawnee County Health Department, Vallejo Prevention and Recovery Services, and I believe there was one more, Harvesters, and amongst others. But those could all come in with tables. Maybe the Red Cross could come in, and just a lot of different agencies that are helping people in Topeka. Maybe Let's Help, and they could all have a table and just do this in the morning or in an evening, have some healthy snacks for the people as they come in, maybe some fruit or some type of healthy bars of some sort that they could have, and just make it a really fun time for them. And we would get to know them as a church, let them know that we care about them, not just as people who can come into our building on Sundays, but as people who live in our neighborhood throughout the week. We really want to connect with people. And I felt like that was one thing we could do and would be successful. I want to have some success as we get this whole thing started. So that was one of the ideas I had. Another was just getting a walking group together where we would walk through the neighborhoods and do what I call prayer walking. Well, I'm not the one that invented that. There have been people who have done prayer walking for quite a while, but there are really some good ideas on how to do it. And there's even some little tips that we could print off and we could share. As we do that, we could meet some evening or some morning before we would go out, and we'd pray for those houses as we walk by. And if we saw people outside, we can interact with them and visit with them, find out what their needs are, find out what they can offer to us. One of the main things about healthy congregations and the neighbor movement is that we don't come to people acting like they have all these needs and that they need us to help them, but rather we want to see them as people who can help us as well. So instead of seeing deficiencies, we want to see blessings. And these folks we want to honor by finding out what they can do to benefit their community. So we want to just kind of be that facilitator. I believe when we do that, we will develop relationships with them, and that's going to open the door for us to share the good news of Jesus Christ with them and to invite them to the church. Well, we'll talk about a couple other ideas tomorrow. So come back tomorrow on Thursday for more fresh bread. Until then, God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.